Esther. Hi. There's Mia.
Hi.
There's Evelyn. There's Leia. Okay, so we have two triplets right here. Esther and Evelyn. There's no one else in the playpen. No one else walking around. Where? There's Sammy.
Because for broken baby.
No.
For Eliana.
Is that Eliana?
Yeah, she has a broken
Hey, Eliana, what happened to you?
She was trying to climb out of the crib of the bars, and then she fell and hurt her leg and broke it.
Oh no.
Yes, Eliana had a big accident.
Eliana, what is that? What is that big cast you have on?
It was soft, and then they had to put it hard.
Oh my goodness. Sammy, what happened to Eliana?
She broke her leg. That's
What happened to
What
your
happened?
sister? Do you know?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Well,
It's okay,
Mia
it's
told you
fine.
guys basically what happened, but
What is it?
what
That's
actually
sad.
happened is
She climbed out of the crib.
it was the early morning.
Yeah.
Dama had given them their milk.
I was home by myself, and Oni was obviously, he works Monday through Friday, so he was at work, and it's a regular morning. I give them their milks, I take their bottles, I go wash them, literally for like 5 minutes tops. I was gone, and they're always completely fine. Just, you know, they have their cribs next to each other, but there's a good amount of space in between them, and that's not where she fell. She fell like in open space in front of the crib. We can show you later. But yeah, like I said, I went to wash the bottles. I went back like super quick, and on my way back, I hear a thud. But like they're usually like banging on the walls and like making a bunch of noise. And I figured, you know, I didn't think that anything would have happened, especially something this bad. And when I walk in there, Eliana starts crying, cause like that was like it happened like right then, like as I was walking towards the door, I hear a thud, and then I hear Eliana crying, and I walk in and she's whining on the floor. And I fast pick her up thinking that, okay, she probably just got a little hurt, she's probably scared. So I pick her up, I'm like, okay, it's fine, you're gonna be okay. I bring her to the changing table to change her diaper, and I tried to stand her up, sit her on her butt after I change her, but she wouldn't stand, she wouldn't sit, she just kept crying. And I noticed her left leg, she wouldn't want to, like every time I would try and like put it straight, she would scream like crazy. And then like within the hour, her thigh started to get really puffy, like really swollen. And I got really worried, and I knew in my gut that like something was wrong, something happened. So I call Oni, and I'm like crying and like, I'm not going crazy, but like before I called him, I started crying like a lot and kind of freaking out, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like God, please, like I hope she didn't break her leg. I was just like praying that she didn't break her leg.
And she broke it.
Yeah, unfortunately she did. Poor Eliana.
Yeah.
And I call Oni, and I'm like, I think you need to come home. Drop me out. I'm like, Oni, I think you need to come home. I think Eliana broke her leg. Her thigh is getting swollen, and she keeps crying. She only wants to lay on her back. So I had her on the couch, just laying on her back. You wanna go play? Yeah.
Oh, this is how Eliana makes her way around nowadays.
Yeah, she calls around.
It's okay. She's actually, she's gotten really, it's okay, you can come next to Mama, it's fine. Sammy's a little whiny right now.
Yeah.
So Dama calls me. Oh, come here. Go on. So Dama calls me. I'm at work. It's probably 12, 1. And she's crying. She's like, Oni, I don't know what happened, but I think Eliana broke her leg. And, you know, I've broken like 6 bones. So I was like, well, it's about time. We have 6 kids, been married for 5 years. None of them have broken any bones. So I was like, it's about time. But what I didn't realize was, what I didn't think would happen was the severity of her break. So, so she calls me. I rush home. She goes to the hospital with Eliana.
Oni stays home with the kids, and then I
I stayed home with the kids. She goes to the ER, And they do an x-ray, and yes, her leg is broken, but it's the way that her leg broke. So what she has is called a spiral femur fracture. And we will share now with you guys the x-ray, which is here. So you guys can see it's a bad break. It's a bad break from the top of her femur to the bottom. And the way the doctor kind of explained it to us is like, imagine a chicken bone.
A chicken
If
bone?
like you're eating wings and you grab the bone on either side and you twist it to crack the bone in half. That's how her femur broke.
It's like her thigh bone was like twisted.
Yeah.
Like her thigh bone got twisted so bad that you can't see me. Her thigh bone got twisted so bad that it broke like a spiral in her thigh bone.
And so the cast that she has on is actually called a spica cast, because I don't know if you guys can tell, but it wraps around her waist and then all the way down her leg to her toes.
We can show a little bit of it, but I mean, she has like 2 diapers on.
Yeah.
She has a diaper like that we tuck in under the cast, and then she has a diaper that goes over the cast. So.
Yeah, so it's definitely a horrible.
It's a lot of work, but when it happened, we were both like really scared, and I was really scared for her, and I kept crying like the whole day. Like even at the hospital when I went with her, I was like really emotional, and she was like really scared because she had no idea what was going on. She's never broken a bone before, and there was all these doctors around her, and they had to take her an x-ray, and I had to get out the room, obviously pregnant, and she was just screaming like constantly on and off throughout that whole entire day at the hospital. I felt so bad. She constantly was crying like on and off.
Because I mean, not only was she scared and in pain from her leg, but she's never been away from her sisters. She's never spent a night away from them. She's never away from them for more than 5 minutes. Actually, like they're never apart.
Yeah,
so not only was her leg broken, but she's in a completely new place she's never been, being handled by strangers she's never met, by herself. Like so it was a really traumatic experience for her.
Yeah, it was bad. And then that night, I went to the doctors. They took X-ray. They told me how it was broken and what has to get done. And at first, the doctors were like, "Okay, she might need surgery. Like it's so bad of a break that she might need to go into surgery." And we were like all praying, like hoping that she doesn't get surgery.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Okay, Mama, like you're gonna have to stay overnight with Eliana. And then we'll see in the morning either she gets the spica cast or she gets surgery." These are Sammy socks.
Yeah, thank God.
Cutie.
Eventually, after a few doctors consulted, they finally ruled that surgery wouldn't be necessary.
You're right there.
But to put that cast on, she still had to be on the operating table. They had to put her under to apply the hard cast.
Yeah, the next morning, they took her into the operating room like early in the morning, and I wasn't allowed in there, and they had to. You're right there.
Oh.
Hi, Evelyn.
Hi.
They took her into the operating room, and they had to put her to sleep to put the spica cast on because it's really uncomfortable. They had to adjust the bone in place and then put the whole spica cast on from her foot to her leg and then all the way around her waist. And it actually went really well. And they put her to sleep in case they had to put her into surgery. But hello. But thank God she didn't need surgery, and everything went really well with the spica cast, and they got it on like right away. And that day, like a few hours later, we got
Esther,
to go home.
no. Look at this girl.
I'll go get her.
She's climbing Leia's high chair. So yeah, guys. I mean, Dama had to spend the night in the hospital. Eliana, get her cast put on, and they said that normally the recovery time is like 6 to 8 weeks, but because she's, they had just turned 2 years old, and she's a pretty big girl. She's strong, she's tough. They said that kids her age, they're still growing and their bones are still forming, and they heal really, really quickly. So they said about 6 weeks probably, and the 4 weeks.
No.
it 6 or 4?
She's already been in it almost 2 weeks. Just pee-pee. You're
So
okay.
yeah, like we were saying, it's gonna take
pee-pee.
6 weeks total
Just
of
pee-pee,
time
just
wearing the hard cast for it to fully set.
Okay.
And the good thing is, out of all of the triplets,
Here's Evelyn.
Eliana was always the most like laid back, chill.
She's really
So-
like a chill, likes to just
Yeah.
relax type.
Even before she had the broken leg, she would love to just sit on the couch and just relax and lay back.
Mia.
And so, you know, once the leg broke, obviously no
Thank
more
you.
time in the playpen. No more, you know, she couldn't, you know, because Evelyn and Esther love to just climb on top of each other and fight. You know,
Yeah.
they just didn't like that.
Eliana still fought too, but
Yeah. And
I
so,
mean,
but
they're-
then when we brought her home, just lay her on the couch and she would just lay there for like, you know, an hour, 2
well,
hours.
the first few days she wasn't really high. The first few days she wasn't really like moving that much because it was still,
Fresh.
yeah, I guess you could just say that. She was still in pain, and I would still give her like medicine for pain, and that was like the only way she'd be okay. But after a few days, maybe after like 4 or 5 days, she started to feel a little better, and she just started like crawling all over the house.
Speaking of which, look at her right there.
Yeah.
She just crawls all over the house.
Hi,
She's
Eliana.
dragging. Hi, Eliana. Say hi.
You're so strong.
Eliana, say hi, baby. Look at her go.
I can't believe how strong she is. They just turned 2 years old, by the way, which we still have to do like a birthday vlog for them.
Yeah, we never did.
But the funniest
But-
thing was, so when we brought her home, she had her on the couch. She was laying with us in bed. You know, so in Esther and Evelyn's eyes, she's getting all this special treatment, which she is, because they didn't, you know, there's no way for them to know, oh, her leg is broken. And Evelyn and Esther were so jealous. I mean,
They were jealous maybe for like the
Like-
first few days.
pointing and screaming and crying and so upset. And then we just took them to to Eliana, and like put their
Well,
hand on
they
her
would just
cast.
go to her and try and mess with her
Yeah,
cast.
and
They,
we're like, baby has booba.
they didn't know
Your
what she
sister has
had.
booba.
Yeah.
And then it took them a few days before they realized, like, oh, like, you know, because they're running around playing and Eliana's just on the couch. They're, you know, having
Eliana!
fun and she's just on the couch. So then now I feel like they got to the point where they're like, okay, yeah, like, you know, there's something wrong with her.
Well, we explained to Esther and Evelyn as much as they could understand. We told them that Eliana has a big booba. She broke her leg. Booba is like a boo-boo. She broke her leg and she can't walk. She can't sit. We can only, like when she naps, we lay her down on the nugget out here in the living room to
Yeah.
nap. And then she sleeps with us at night on a separate nugget in our room with like blankets and pillows to make her back more comfortable.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of uncomfortable for her when she gets really hot. She gets all cranky and like tries to like itch her cast, but
Yeah.
she
'Cause
can't.
it's wrapped all the way around her hips.
And the only way we can give her a bath is Oni will like hold her body with her head towards the tub, and then I'll rinse down her head and wash her hair.
Yeah.
And then her body can only get washed
Like a
down
sponge
with
bath.
like a damp cloth.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but you know, being in the circumstance that we're in, you know, we're still grateful. It wasn't
Yeah,
worse. you know,
thankfully she's like completely healthy and she didn't break any other bones.
yeah, she had a follow up appointment. Doctor said she looks great. She's doing great. So
Yeah. So hopefully, the doctor said hopefully the spica cast might come off June 17th if her bone is like in place and everything looks good. So we're hoping it can come off before I give birth, which I'm giving birth June 30th.
did they know?
So no,
Did you guys
this
know?
is the official date.
Yeah.
I'm giving birth June 30th with C-section. So we're just like praying that her bone can heal quickly and her cast can come off June 17. That would be really nice. But we're also just please pray for Eliana. I mean, so far she's doing really good. She's so strong. Like I can't believe she's already crawling everywhere and carrying that big spica cast everywhere with her.
Yep.
But obviously, like, we don't just let her do everything on her own. Like, we obviously pick her up to feed her. We hand her everything she wants. And it's kind of sad because sometimes like she'll drop a toy and it's a little far away and she can't reach it and she'll cry for it. And we'll just go and like hand her the toys and hand her what she wants.
Yeah, but she's a trooper.
It's a little more work, honestly, and it's harder like since I'm giving birth in a month. But for now, you know, we're pushing through and, you know, God's giving us strength and it's going good so far. We've kind of gotten into a schedule with Eliana. She has like her own schedule now since she's in the cast.
That's the only way we get through anything is routine. If we don't stick to our routines,
I mean, we kind of have to because
day's ruined.
Yeah, there's Esther and Evelyn. They kind of have their own schedule. Then Leia has her own schedule. Then Eliana has her own schedule
and
now.
Me and Sammy.
And me and Sammy, yeah, they're a bit older, so it's a bit easier with them.
Yeah.
They just play a bunch.
So
yeah.
lots of things to update you guys.
Okay,
with.
coming Mia. Yeah.
And so
Hi Leia.
now I will show you
I'm
guys.
gonna go at Mia.
I'll show you guys Eliana. Eliana, what are you doing? What are you doing, Esther? So this is how Eliana entertains herself nowadays. So this is where she'll generally like lay throughout the day.
This is where she lays throughout the day. Yup, takes naps or one nap throughout the day, and then she has a similar bed like this in our room next to our bed.
And then when she obviously doesn't fit in her.
And when she's eating, yep.
We'll have her like this when she's eating.
This is where her eating spot is. We put her here because she can't really sit upright on her butt. So we have to kind of like lean her back a bit. So this is like the best place that we found
We'll sit right here
to put her comfortable and feed her. Yeah, Leia will eat there and we'll like sit here and feed Leia and Eliana at the same time. Or we'll just hand her some snacks and her water and food and she'll just kind of like eat on her own.
Yep. If you guys have more questions that you want to ask us, feel free to leave them down in the comments. Or actually, you can follow us on Instagram at TheGradFam. And our followers there were actually the first ones to find out about her little incident. So yeah, there's more photos of her x-ray and of her on there and stuff. And so, yeah, Dama actually wanted to mention something about her cast.
No, it's kind of hard to show, but as you can see, she has 2 diapers. This diaper, we kind of like tuck it in under the cast, and then this diaper goes over.
Yeah, so you can imagine
honestly, it takes a lot of work to change a toddler in a spica cast to change their diaper. But we've honestly gotten the hang of it. Like I'm like really good at doing it now.
And as you can imagine, it gets pretty uncomfortable for her. She gets hot and itchy.
Yeah, I feel really bad for her, but they told me to try my best to not get like any of the cast wet, no pee or poop on it. It cannot get wet, it can't get too hot, or else like it gets all moldy and then it's gonna have to get changed and like get a whole new one on, and that's just gonna scare her even more. So we're trying to keep this one as clean as possible, and hopefully, you know, it can come off within the next 4 weeks. She's been in it for like almost 2 weeks. Now everybody's about to eat. You want some more? No. Look at my chubby pumpkin. I love you. It's Leia and Eliana. Hey, babe. And Esther and Evelyn. And then me and Sammy are just roaming around. But we're about to put them all some dinner. And they are all about to eat.
Here, let me show you guys the little boy. There he is in there.
Yes.
Due in 4 weeks. A little over 4 weeks.
What's the date?
The 23rd, 24th.
Basically like a month and a week.
Yep.
Like around a month, basically. He's gonna be here like in a month.
Can't wait.
I mean, hopefully I don't give birth before then, because with Eliana being in her spica cast and all, and I'm just hoping this baby can stay in another month.
Do you have any updates about your pregnancy?
For now, the doctor just told me one main thing: no heavy lifting. But I mean, it's like impossible not to, you know, lift the kids because we have to change their diapers and everything. But when Oni's home, he helps me as much as he can, and he'll lift Eliana and bring her to like the room and back morning and night if he's home. But when he's at work, I do it myself. I just try and like not put so much pressure. Just try and take it easy, I guess, in some way that I can. Yeah. But I mean, it's okay. Eliana's going through a rough time right now and she needs us, so it's okay.
If you guys have any more questions, concerns, comments, feel free to let us know down in the comments. Follow us on Instagram at TheGradFam. Thank you guys for all your love and support. Make sure you like this video, subscribe,
Yes, thank you guys
share.
so much.
And but say bye, Eliana. Eliana, look.
And me
Say
and
bye. Me and Sammy
Wave,
playing over there. Say bye, Eliana. Say bye to the GradFam. They miss you. All right.
Say bye.
Say bye to
Oh, you want
GradFam.
to say bye? They're just playing the whole time.
Okay, bye guys. We'll see you next week.
Oh,
Bye.
she's leaving. Bye, guys.
Bye. Okay, Sammy got really upset that he didn't get to say bye. So say bye as loud as you can.
Bye.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.